Hello everyone, Brian Whitaker with Additives here today. I want to show you how I hook up a heat exchanger. This was sent to a customer as one of their spares for me to clean up using the EcoPro 360 chemical and flushing system. Here you have your standard tube style heat exchanger. This particular one runs oil on the shell side and water on the tube side. Our chemical is 85% water based, so it's not going to come close to cleaning out any oil, which is why I've got these hookups on the tube side here. It loves copper, so a standard heat exchanger takes anywhere from a half hour. The really bad ones take about 2 hours to flush. But what I want you to make note, if you want to come over this way, is this quick connect and T-ball shut-off valve that I've created here. I only have it on one side. A lot of users opt to plumb this setup into both sides. This allows you to flush while the heat exchanger is on your actual press. That way your maintenance team doesn't have to spend, whether it's a half hour or 2 hours, pulling it off of the machine. You can simply build into your preventative maintenance program, hey, if your heat exchanger goes down every 14 months, maybe every 8 months, you just simply plumb in and do a quick flushing for a half hour every so often. So I have a lot of users that opt for that, which is why I wanted to show you this today. I also have it set up with the shutoff for the biggest reason being, if you're familiar with the inside of these tube style heat exchangers, it's split into 3 quadrants, one taking up half of the heat exchanger, the other split into quarters, even though it's only a third of the heat exchanger. But with the shutoff, obviously we're plumbed into the bottom here. If my supply side was on the top, obviously we're not going to fill up the top half of this heat exchanger, and we're only going to clean it partially. So with the shutoff, this is going to allow me to pump the chemical in and really fill up the heat exchanger before opening up that valve and returning it back through the filter and into the cart, and then we start our flushing. So with that, I'm going to show you how to do this. I also want to make note, we do have another new video coming out that goes step by step on the processes of hooking up to a heat exchanger. Please do like, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to the Additives team. And I'd be happy to answer any questions about your specific setup, whether it's a portable chiller, a chill roll, a tool. What else have I flushed? Feed sections on extrusion lines. Basically, if it's running water and you're experiencing lime scale calcium, if you've got silica issues, water fouling, any of that stuff, we can clean it and want to help. So with that, I'm going to show you what I mean by filling up the heat exchanger. Move my cart over to the pump side, start pumping. So the chemical is going to go in on my bottom side here, and I'm actually going to start closing this valve when I see my chemical start to return. It's filling up here, so I'm going to close this. And you'll hear my pump shut off. That's one of the safety features built into the cart. The air diaphragm pump senses the pressure buildup and actually pauses operation, so you're not going to pop a line anywhere if you were to walk away or PM something else. But of course our air compressor goes off. Sorry about that. One of the downsides to working out of our warehouse. Now that I know that I filled up the heat exchanger on all sides, I can open up this valve. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. And now I can let the pump circulate through the heat exchanger itself. I'm going to let this go for about 2 hours just due to the size. Be on the lookout for some before and after pictures. I have an endoscopic camera so you can see what the inside looks like prior to me hooking up and flushing, and then when I'm done here, I'll take after pictures as well. That way you can see all of the cleanup. So that's my recommendation if you use a tube style heat exchanger. If you have a plate style, you can still plumb in those shut-off connections to make it easier on your maintenance shop or your maintenance team, to leave your heat exchanger on the press. So thanks for watching. Again, please like and subscribe and reach reach out if you have any questions.